A Life of Poetry and Criticism, introducing Matthew Arnold. Matthew Arnold, a prominent figure in Victorian England, left an indelible mark on both poetry and literary criticism. His works continue to be studied and admired for their depth and insight into the human condition. Born in 1822 and passing away in 1888, his life spanned a period of significant social, intellectual, and religious upheaval. This era saw the rise of industrialization, the questioning of religious beliefs, and the evolution of societal norms. Arnold, with his keen intellect and sensitive spirit, captured the essence of this era in his writings. His poetry and prose reflect a deep engagement with the issues of his time, offering a window into the Victorian psyche. He grappled with the growing divide between faith and reason. In his works, Arnold often explored the tension between religious faith and the scientific discoveries that were beginning to challenge traditional beliefs. He explored the societal changes brought about by industrialization. The rapid growth of industry and the accompanying social changes were central themes in his writings, reflecting his concern for the human cost of progress. His poetry often reflected a sense of melancholy and introspection. Arnold's verses are imbued with a profound sense of loss and longing, capturing the emotional landscape of a world in transition. His critical work urged for a society grounded in culture and intellectual pursuit. Arnold believed that culture and education were essential for the development of a well-rounded individual and a harmonious society. He is remembered as a poet who gave voice to the anxieties of his time. His works resonate with the uncertainties and hopes of the Victorian era, offering a poignant commentary on the human experience. He is recognized as a critic who helped shape literary taste and cultural discourse. Arnold's essays and reviews were influential in setting the standards for literary excellence and cultural refinement. His ideas about education, culture, and society continue to resonate with contemporary readers. Arnold's thoughts on the importance of a well-rounded education and the value of cultural enrichment remain relevant today. This essay delves into the life and works of Matthew Arnold. We will examine his contributions to literature and his lasting impact on cultural thought. We will explore his formative years, his major poetic works, and his influential role as a cultural critic. From his early education to his mature reflections, Arnold's journey is one of intellectual and artistic growth. Finally, we will examine his enduring impact on literature and thought. Arnold's legacy continues to inspire and challenge readers and thinkers around the world. A legacy forged in education. Arnold's formative years. Matthew Arnold was born into a family steeped in education and intellectual pursuits. His upbringing was deeply influenced by the academic environment that surrounded him from a very young age. His father, Thomas Arnold, was the renowned headmaster of Rugby School, a position that brought with it a significant responsibility and a commitment to educational excellence. Thomas Arnold was a prominent figure in educational reform, advocating for changes that would shape the future of schooling in England. His innovative ideas and dedication to improving education left a lasting legacy. The young Matthew Arnold was raised in this environment, where the importance of learning and intellectual growth was always emphasized. He was exposed to rigorous academic standards from an early age, which instilled in him a strong work ethic and a deep appreciation for knowledge. He was instilled with a strong sense of duty and discipline. He attended Rugby School, where he was expected to uphold the high standards set by his father. There he excelled in his studies, demonstrating a natural aptitude for learning and a keen intellect that set him apart from his peers. After rugby, Arnold went on to Oxford University, one of the most prestigious institutions of higher learning in the world. At Oxford, he distinguished himself as a scholar, earning recognition for his academic achievements and his contributions to the intellectual community. He won prestigious awards for his poetry, which was celebrated for its depth, insight, and emotional resonance. His academic success paved the way for a career that would blend teaching, writing, and social commentary. Arnold's work would go on to influence many aspects of Victorian society. Arnold's upbringing had a profound impact on his worldview, shaping his beliefs and his approach to both his personal and professional life. His father's emphasis on moral seriousness and intellectual rigor is evident throughout his work. Arnold carried these values with him throughout his life, applying them to everything he did. He applied them to his poetry, which often explored themes of morality, faith, and the human condition. He applied them to his critical essays, where he analyzed and critiqued the literature and culture of his time with a keen eye and a thoughtful perspective. He applied them to his role as a public intellectual, engaging in debates and discussions that sought to address the pressing issues of his day. Arnold's formative years were a crucible in which his character and intellect were forged, setting the stage for a life of significant achievement and influence. Love and Loss, the poetry of a troubled soul. While Matthew Arnold achieved recognition as a critic and scholar, his heart was always drawn to the art of poetry. From a young age, Arnold found solace and expression in the written word, using poetry as a means to navigate the complexities of his emotions and the world around him. It was poetry that first captured his heart, offering him a canvas to paint his innermost thoughts and feelings. His early works were filled with a raw, unfiltered passion that resonated deeply with those who read them. His poetic voice was characterized by its melancholic beauty, a reflection of his own inner turmoil and the societal changes of his time. Arnold's verses often carried a sense of longing and introspection, inviting readers to ponder their own experiences and emotions. It grappled with themes of love, loss, and the human condition. These universal themes were explored with a depth and sensitivity that made his work timeless. Arnold's ability to articulate the pain and joy of human existence set him apart from his contemporaries. Arnold's personal life, particularly his unrequited love for a woman named Marguerite, deeply influenced his poetry. This unfulfilled love became a recurring motif in his work, symbolizing the unattainable and the bittersweet nature of desire. His collection, The Strayed Reveller and Other Poems, published in 1849, showcased his early talent. This collection was a testament to his evolving style and thematic preoccupations, marking the beginning of his journey as a poet. The poems in this collection often reflected a sense of longing, a yearning for something just out of reach. This sense of longing was not just personal, but also a commentary on the human condition, a reflection of the universal search for meaning and fulfillment. They explored the fleeting nature of happiness, capturing moments of joy that were always tinged with the awareness of their impermanence. Arnold's poetry was a delicate balance of hope and despair, a mirror to the transient nature of life itself. They displayed a keen awareness of life's transience, a theme that resonated deeply with readers who were themselves grappling with the rapid changes of the Victorian era. Arnold's work provided a sense of solace and understanding, a reminder that they were not alone in their struggles. Arnold's poetry resonated with readers who identified with his expressions of yearning. His ability to articulate the complexities of the human experience made his work relatable and enduring, ensuring his place in the literary canon. They appreciated his introspective explorations of love, loss, and the search for meaning in a rapidly changing world. Arnold's poetry was a beacon for those seeking to understand their own emotions and the world around them. Arnold's later works, such as Empedocles on Etna and Sohrab and Rustum, continued to explore these themes. These works demonstrated his growth as a poet and his deepening understanding of the human condition. He drew inspiration from classical literature, finding parallels between ancient texts and contemporary life. This connection to the past enriched his poetry, adding layers of meaning and complexity. He used these sources to examine timeless human experiences, bridging the gap between different eras and cultures. Arnold's work was a testament to the enduring power of literature to connect us across time and space. His poetry, with its elegant language and thoughtful observations, cemented his place as a leading voice in Victorian literature. Arnold's legacy continues to inspire readers and writers alike, a testament to the enduring power of his words. One of Matthew Arnold's most enduring poems, Dover Beach, encapsulates the spiritual uncertainty that pervaded Victorian England. Written during a time of increasing religious doubt, the poem reflects Arnold's own grappling with faith. The poem's setting, the white cliffs of Dover overlooking the English Channel, provides a poignant backdrop for Arnold's meditations. The poem opens with a serene and romantic image of the sea. As the poem progresses, it takes on a more somber tone. Arnold introduces the metaphor of the sea of faith. He describes it as once full and now retreating. The poem's concluding lines express a sense of isolation and disillusionment. Dover Beach resonated with Victorian readers who were grappling with similar doubts. The poem captured a pervasive sense of spiritual crisis. It acknowledged the loss of traditional religious certainties. It suggested that love and human connection might offer some solace in a world stripped of absolute truths. While Matthew Arnold earned acclaim for his poetry, he also made significant contributions to the field of literary criticism. He believed in the power of literature to elevate society. He argued that criticism played a vital role in shaping literary taste. He advocated for a critical approach that was balanced, objective, and grounded in a deep understanding of literary history. Arnold's critical essays, collected in works such as Essays in Criticism and Culture and Anarchy, were highly influential. He introduced the concept of disinterestedness in criticism. This approach emphasized objectivity. It called for setting aside personal biases. Arnold's critical writings were not without their critics. Some found his approach elitist. They argued that his emphasis on high culture excluded the voices of the working class. However, Arnold's ideas about the importance of cultural literacy and the role of criticism in society left a lasting impact on the field of literary studies.